Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best power forwards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons of daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. We're going to start off with Sean Kemp. I think B tier is probably fair for Sean Kemp. I liked this card a ton when he first came out. I really liked him. His release is pretty good. He's super athletic, but he's not an elite level defender. He's got very solid speed, which is nice, and he dunks the crap out of the ball, but his 3-ball rating is a little bit low, and he's not the greatest defensive card in the world. Really not a shot creator either, so you kind of have to create shots for him. I like the card a lot, but I still think I gotta go B tier. I legitimately believe Jared Vanderbilt is probably S tier. I think I'm going with 6 guys per tier. No, he's not. Not with these guys on this list. He's high A. With the guys that I am including on this list, though, which is basically everyone who's eligible to play power forward, who I would consider playing at power forward, Jared Vanderbilt's probably A tier. Great card, and very good chance he goes to diamond as well. Fingers crossed. The Lakers beat the Jazz tonight, because we'll be getting a diamond Jared Vanderbilt, I think tomorrow, actually, if they do win, which would probably actually put him in the S tier. But right now, as a amethyst, he's still an incredible card, one of the best value cards in the entire game, probably the best budget card in the game right now, and he's an A tier guy. Also an A tier guy is Andre Karolinko, elite level defender, but doesn't quite give you the shot creation or the rebounding that you'd probably like at the power forward. I mean, shot creation is fine actually for a power forward. The rebounding isn't quite there, and neither is the dunking. You want more athleticism at power forward, but he's so good defensively that I think it kind of makes up for it, and I think it definitely still secures him an A tier spot. Another A tier spot back at A is going to be Anthony Davis. Don't think he's quite in that top 5-ish power forwards anymore, but I still think he's a very solid card. I mean, I think I put him in my top 5 power forwards in the top 5 players at each position that I'm releasing later on today. But in general, when you consider everyone that can possibly play the position, I think he's probably got to go A. Still shoots the ball very well, though. Good defender, capably athletic, really nice card. Bam Adebayo, probably back a B or top a C. Like, he defends pretty well, but not incredibly. He's not super athletic. He's got decent, but not great speed. He's a pretty mediocre shooter, but his release is nice, and he does have half anchor, which is still good. I still like the card. I think he's pretty decent. Brandon Ingram, I don't think is very good at power forward. He's not very good defensively. He's a pretty good shot creator, but his release is kind of baited. I just don't like this Brandon Ingram card that much. I'm honestly not even totally sure why I include him at power forward, because he's not really a power forward. Chet Holmgren, I think, does have to go S tier. I really like Chet a lot. I think especially at power forward, because he's 7'1". I understand he's got low strength, but all of his other defensive abilities are really good. He shoots the ball at a high level. He's got capable speed. He's a versatile defender. He's such a good card. If you can hide the low strength, which playing at power forward definitely does a better job of, I think S tier is super fair. Chris Bosh, when you fully badge him, is definitely S tier. If he's not fully badged, he's probably not, but I'm assuming if you have Chris Bosh, you probably badged him out a bit because of the fact that he was one of the very few cards that could still get every badge when he first came out. Still one of the very few cards that actually gets every single badge, and I think he's a great card. I think he's still an S tier guy at power forward. I think Cliff Robinson's another guy who's going to go back at A tier. Like, I think he's right there on that Anthony Davis level. He's got good speed, can defend pretty well, versatile card, dunks the ball well, shoots the ball okay, does a lot of things pretty solid. Nothing too insane, but a very solid card at the power forward position for sure. Danny Manning, another great budget card, probably top of B. I like the card. I think he's super athletic. He can hit an open 3. He's a pretty decent defender. I think he's the best card in B tier. I don't know if he's A tier over guys like AD and Cliff Robinson, and honestly, I'm a little worried I'm going to run out of spots in these higher up tiers as we progress, so I think I gotta go B tier for Danny Manning. Honestly, Draymond probably goes C at best. I just don't think this Draymond card is all that good, especially without his duo with Curry, and at this point, Curry's not that great either. Defensively, he's very good, and he's got decent speed, but not insane. He doesn't shoot the ball all that well. He's a little undersized. Defends his butt off, but I still think C tier at best. Giannis goes S for sure. Giannis is one of the best couple cards in the game. I think he's the best player that you can use at the power forward position in my team if you want to play him there. I think he's honestly more useful almost at center right now, but we'll have to see if Kareem can shoot, if that changes things. But whatever the case may be, Giannis is an incredible card, one of the best cards in the game, and an obvious S tier option. Hedo Turkoglu is a shooter who doesn't do a lot else on the court and really isn't that good. I understand he's 6'10", but I don't like this card very much. I did gameplay with him. I was not super impressed. I understand he stretches the floor very well and he can time and burst. He's a decent playmaker, but defensively he's mediocre. At least he's got good size. He's capably athletic and he can burst. He's a C tier, but he's not any higher than that. Jaren is A tier as well. I think he's right on that same Anthony Davis, Cliff Robinson level, probably a little bit higher. I think I would have Vanderbilt over both of those guys, though. But I really like Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, he's a very good defensive 4. He's got pretty good speed and a nice release. I think he defends really well. I think he might even be better at the 5, but at the 4, he's very good. I still think he's solidly an A-tier guy. Very, very solid card. Jerome Kersey stinks. This card is bad. He was the token reward card for Season 2, but he's just not good. I don't recommend using this card at all. I don't think he's good at all. Joe Smith, really good shooter at power forward, 6'10", really smooth release, very athletic as well. Not an elite level defender, and he's not much of a shot creator, but I like the card. Josh Smith would be awesome if his release wasn't awful, but his release stinks. It is hitchy and ugly and bad, and he also has only a 73 ball, so he is so limited as a shooter with an ugly release and a low 3 ball, no shooting badges, that even though he's a great defender, great speed, good shot creator, great slasher, all that type of stuff, he's still only a C tier power forward. Kevin Durant goes S tier. The ability to get every single badge, the 6'10" size, the elite pick and pop shooting ability, the ability to put the ball on the floor on the pick and pop and get every single badge. So really become a very capable defensive power forward, makes him one of the best options at the position in the game. Larry Bird's a pure pick and pop. Unfortunately, doesn't defend all that well, though. Doesn't really have much shot creation at all. He's kind of slow. I think he's pretty mediocre. Lauri Markkanen, speaking of slow and doesn't defend, is a 7-footer, but he's going to be a liability defensively against these athletic, versatile power forwards that we have in the game now. He's another pretty easy D tier in my opinion. Braun is obviously S tier, better at small forward than power forward, but even at power forward, he's probably the second best in the game after Giannis if you're thinking about all of these cards. The best stats and badges of any card in the game right now. He is incredibly complete and incredibly good, amazing animations. Really the only reason he wouldn't be the best power forward is because Giannis is a true 7-footer with incredibly glitchy animations himself, obviously, but LeBron is the best card in the game, and he's definitely an S tier option at power forward. I really like this MPJ as a catch and shoot shooter. I think he's really, really solid. His release is great. He's got very good size. The problem that I do have this card, he doesn't defend much. He doesn't do a ton else, but he's a great shooter, pretty capable playmaker, pretty decent slasher, very, very good size, decent speed. I like the card. I think he definitely deserves a good B tier spot, but I don't know if I'd go higher than that. I think Paulo's probably C tier. I'll go high C, but he doesn't have an elite release. He's not an incredible really card in any specific area. He's kind of just decent across the board, but I don't think he's a great card. 80 speed, average at best defense, pretty athletic, very good finisher, but shooting wise, not incredible. Doesn't have great defensive badges. Not an elite level playmaker. Doesn't have a high enough ball handle to time and burst. Like, he's just kind of mediocre at the power forward position. I think our final S tier is this Pascal Siakam card. I love this Siakam. I think he's legitimately one of the best options in the game at the power forward position right now. I've been starting him. He will probably come off my bench once I add LeBron, so I can use him and Scotty Barnes as duo off my bench still, but I think he's an incredible card. Kind of does everything you could possibly ask for at the power forward position, to be completely honest, and I think he's absolutely elite. Pedro is actually really solid too. Great pick and pop, catch and shoot power forward, decent shot creator. Doesn't give you much defensively, and he's not super fast or super athletic, but I really like the card with a shoe he can timing burst, and he's an incredible shooter with a great release. I think he's just as good, if not better, than Michael Porter Jr. I think Rashard Lewis sucks. Bad release, and all he does well is shoot the ball. I just don't think he's a very good card because his release is hideous. And he isn't like Josh Smith where he's good in all the other areas. I understand he's 6'10", but I just don't think he's a very good card. Sean Marion is a really good defensive and rebounding type guy, but he's a bit undersized at only 6'7". He can shoot the ball pretty well, pretty good speed. Does not have anchor or clamps, which is annoying, but I still think he's good enough to where he's at least a B tier guy. I'm going to move Peja up to A tier. I think he's the highest of the B tier, so I will put him in A tier, and I think that evens this out a little bit. Wes Unseld, great catch and shoot pick and pop guy, really nice little budget power forward, but I think honestly in terms of the level of card that he is, he's probably pretty close to guys like Paulo and Hito. Might be the best card in C tier, but still not incredible. And then finally, Zion is easily D tier. So undersized at power forward, bad shooter, ugly release, not a great shot creator. He has good speed, but overall, he is not a great option at the power forward position. The athleticism and speed simply don't make up for the fact that he's not a good defender and he's not a good shooter. So overall, this is my list of the best power forwards in my team right now. Let me know what y'all think of my tier list in the comment section down below. If there's anything you would change, feel free to let me know. And like I said, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Help me push towards that 15K mark. We're less than 250 subscribers away. Trying to hit that by the end of November. So I'd really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. But that's going to do it for the video. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. And I appreciate y'all. Peace.